Going on, y'all? It's your boy Minister Zay. You're now tuned in to F.A.M E TV. Let's get it.
Philly F.A.M.E. Philly F.A.M.E. Alright, Minister Zay, man, what's going on? First and foremost, how are you, good brother?
Man, I'm chilling, man. I'm blessed to be here. You know, it's always a blessing to see another day. To you know, to be on this earth, to make yourself make this day a better day. So it's always a blessing to be here. I appreciate the opportunity for you having me share my story and be motivation to the youth, motivation to anybody that's listening, or just to help people understand and get to a better place in life or whatever situation may be. So I appreciate the opportunity. Let's get it.
Right. All right, so we live from Nicetown right now, Nicetown section, part of North Philly or whatever. Know what I mean? For those who ain't familiar, know what I mean? Just give them a brief rundown, because you said this is where you grew up at, basically. Right. You sitting in front of the house where you grew up at. You said your grandma's house, right?
Yeah, it's my grandma's crib. They've been here. My grandpa, he the block captain of this block right here. So he, you know, my grandpa, he basically be trying to keep the peace around here. He owned a couple houses on this block, and we in Nicetown. Growing up in Nicetown wasn't always nice like everybody say. You get what I'm saying? Like, I got a lot of homies that I grew up with, pictures of homies, you know, that I was with that's either dead or locked up or strung on drugs. So in this area of Philadelphia, it was like one of the worst areas growing up. You know, a lot of violence going on, a lot of drugs, just a lot going on, and we lost a lot of young people at a young age. Like, growing up, there was a lot of young bodies that was dropping, and you just had to like really figure it out here. So, you know, we in the middle of Nicetown, Philadelphia. This is where I grew up at. This what made me. This what gave me like that motivation and, you know, to want to do better.
Right. All right, so let's jump into your childhood a little bit. Know what I mean? So what was your household like? What was your childhood like growing up down here?
So growing up here, I say sports always saved my life. Like, I always thank my folks for putting me in sports. I played for the North Philly Aztecs, and I ran track for Morrison State, which is in Uptown. So my coaches and, you know, everybody always had to play. And, you know, in our life, like, everybody that we was around, if you played for the Aztecs, you ran track, whatever situation may be, we had different coaches that looked out for us, you know, that tried to push us to do better, and we had a lot of talent growing up. So, you know, sports was definitely like something that saved me, that kept my head on straight, you know, throughout whatever's happened, you know, in my household, family, whatever situation may be. Sports just always kept like a clear mind on my head. It's a get away from the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the violence that's going on, you know, sports saved me. R.I.P. Coach Wiz too. He was a Aztec legend for real.
Yeah, definitely R.I.P. Coach Wiz, man, for sure.
He played a huge part of my life. Like, he the one that got me to start playing football. Talking to my pop, got him to start playing football. Always looked out for me, like, you know. So yeah, definitely for sure. Like, that's what saved me.
All right. So you said you grew up with your grandma and grandpa situation, right?
Yeah, I grew up. So basically, like, my mom and them, they lived 2 doors down. My grandma, we was always at my grandma's crib. My mom was kind of always at work and stuff like that. And basically, this like one of them blocks where, like, a lot of family members live on this block. But we always, like, was under my grandma, always at my grandma's crib, eating her food on Sundays, like, you know, coming back to her crib after practice, homework, all that type stuff. So yeah, that's basically what it was, like, growing up here.
Right. So was your pop in the picture?
Yeah, my pop, he was in the picture. We ain't really get along like that, like, a lot of times. But he definitely was, like, you know what I'm saying, he motivated me to, you know, to play sports and stuff like that. We ain't always see eye to eye, but I stopped living with my folks when I was like 15. I moved up Ben Salem with my uncle because I had gotten to, like, you know, altercation, getting locked up and stuff like that. So after that age, it was more so like I had to figure things out on my own and, like, really figure out what I wanted to do and stuff like that. Like,
Okay. So what would you like? And yeah, we're gonna get into the situation where you got booked and had to go to Ben Salem and all that. But prior to that, like, how was you in school? What was school like for you?
School, I was like a class clown type boy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always wanted to bed and have fun. Like, I always was the type person where I was smart, but, like, I ain't never, like, the teachers used to always tell me I was smart, but I used to always, like, get in trouble, fight, stuff like that. Like, I used to always have, like, some type of anger inside of me for, like, I got, you know, like, rumble, all that type stuff in school. But, you know, I always one of them kids that was smart for it. Like, if I wanted to do my work and get, like, you know, good grades, I could. All the time I ain't always do my work and get good grades, but, you know, I was always, like, smart for it. But, I mean, I ain't really, school wasn't always too much of my thing for it. Like, it was really, like, sports and stuff like that. Like, I ain't really, school was cool, you know, to have fun with your homies or shorties, whatever, but that was it. Like,
Got you. All right, so while we on school, you said you was going to what high school prior to this situation?
I was going to Delaware Valley High School, and I was there in 9th grade. I was only there probably for like 2 months, and I was with my homies. Like I start, hanging with more people. We in high school, we start hanging with more people from the neighborhood, like hanging with more people from around here. And when you come from the neighborhood, it's like these people that you rocking with, these are people, if that's they beef, that's your beef too, you get what I'm saying? So wherever they beefing with, wherever you beefing with. So, it was the one altercation with me and my homies, we was beefing with some boys from down South Philly or whatever from our school. They was talking heavy or whatever. So we always going to this party. We knew where they was going to be at. They knew we was going to be there. And I, at the time, I had access to a gun, loaded 9mm gun. I grabbed the gun. We meet up right there at Roy Wing and Hocking. And I'm with my homies and all that. So they like, yo, bro, let me see that John, da-da-da. So we all, messing around with the John. So I had the John on my hip. Undercover cop pull up on us. Right on the pavement, pull up on us, mind you. There's like 8 to 10 of us. So, 8 to 10 young black males, hoodied up, boots on, stuff like that. We gonna be targeted. And just so happened there was a Burger King up the street that had got robbed. So the Burger King up the street had got robbed and we was targeted for doing that. So they lined us all up. We couldn't even run. They pulled their guns out on us. We couldn't run. They lined us all up. All my homies lined up. I'm the last one in the line on this side. So they started searching my homies over here first. My man next to me like, yo, bro, toss the gun, toss the gun. But me not thinking like, yo, bro, if I pull this gun out, like, cop gonna think I'm pulling out on them. So I pull the John out. Cop look at me. I dropped that John. All I remember is waking up handcuffed to the hospital bed after that. Like, they beat me up. And, like, it was a dramatic event. Like, I wake up, mind you, I'm like, I just turned 15 at the time, so I'm handcuffed to the bed. I'm beat up, and I'm like, dang, like, what I really got myself into for? It ain't really registered to me, like, until I left there. They gave me some medicine for my pain or whatever, and they took me on this long ride. I didn't know where I was going for. So they wound up taking me to, first I was at the Youth Study Center, then Vision Quest. They wound up taking me there, and I'm just like, I'm locked up with a bunch of grown men, like 23, 24, I first get there and my cellie like, yeah, bro, I don't know if you heard about that situation in the news, but yeah, I'm the one that killed the boy, da-da-da. So I don't even know main man, so I'm waking up, I gotta go to sleep, next to him. I'm like, I don't even know boy, I don't know what type of time he on, like. So it was a crazy experience, like going through all that at a young age, but it made me like mature fast for you know what I'm saying? Like it made me know what I wanted out of life. And throughout that situation, I was sitting for like 4 months. I was sitting until they sentenced me. First they sentenced me before Christmas. They told me that you're gonna do 12 to 24 months. We're gonna send some placements to you, and they're gonna interview you. So the whole time I'm thinking like, dang, I'm about to, do this time. I'm about to have a felony. Just so happened one of my coaches had knew the judge. Wound up talking to the judge. Wound up, since it was my first offense, they wound up letting me do my time on house arrest and probation. If I didn't get in trouble until I was 18, I was gonna have a clean record. So I got blessed with that situation. Looking back at the situation, at first I was like, man, I want to sue these cops, but people were explaining to me like, yo, you pulled a gun on a cop, you could have been dead right now, you get what I'm saying? So it made me look at a lot of situations differently, and then after that, I still was getting in trouble, My folks sent me to live with my uncle, and being up in a different county, it kind of like, it changed my mindset, like not seeing Philly every day, seeing people that's living better, seeing people that's in better environments, seeing people that, that's not in the trenches every day, or they got big cribs, or their parents is doctors and lawyers and all that type of stuff. Like seeing that really changed my mindset. Like it shifted my mindset on what I want to do, and it made me transform. Like, man, I want to be that positive influence for the young people. Like I got an opportunity in life, a second opportunity in life that people don't really get for and yeah, like that was that story. Like, you know what I'm saying. So.
All right, so you basically explained, you was 15 years old, caught the gun case, got locked up. What was your sentence like? What was the time you did there? Like,
yeah, so I was sitting for like 4 months before like sentencing. Then they sentenced me 9 to 12 months. I'm at 12 to 24 months. But wind up like when I came back for Christmas, the Judge Dumas, they wound up letting me, like, basically, since my coach had knew the judge or whatever, they talked to the judge, like, all right, this is first offense. And mind you, I ain't had no lawyer, none of that. This is first offense, and she blessed me. She said, I don't even do this for real, but, it seemed like you a good kid, you got a good head on your shoulders and stuff like that. So they wound up letting me do my time on house arrest and probation. So I was on house arrest for, like, 10 months, and I was on probation for, like, 14 months or something like that. And if I ain't getting in trouble until I was 18, then they was going to, give me a clean record. So, You mean that time period was like really, it was like I was in the crib stressing for real, because like you can't really go nowhere. You get what I'm saying? Unless you let your PO know. You know, everything got to be on point. Like one false move, they sending you right back. So, and at a young age, it's like at first I didn't really know I wanted to own a business and none of that. You get what I'm saying? So now I'm thinking like, dang, I'm gonna have a felony. I'm not gonna be able to get financial aid. Like I'm thinking all this stuff. Like, so you mean?
Okay. So then you in Ben Salem High School out in that county. You doing your thing. You said you're doing your thing on the track type time. So you more so on a positive note.
Right.
You ain't in the mix of the beef and all that in the hood no more. So now you get to focus on school.
Right.
You end up, getting a scholarship to Lincoln University on track.
Right.
You said you was the athlete of the year up there and all that your freshman year.
Right.
So you doing your thing on that.
Right.
And then you end up leaving school.
Right.
So give them that rundown from going to the jail, juvenile situation, going to Ben Salem, track situation, going to college, and then the transition back from there, that whole situation.
Yeah, I would say definitely like when I was in Ben Salem, like my head was definitely on straight. It was definitely like I had to adapt to the culture, like adapt to the environment. It was one more traumatic event that had happened to me that really made me like, all right, bro, I'm cool off everything. Like when I was 17, I had broke my first will, and I was with my man. He was like, yo, bro, like you about to go down Nerf, you about to go do something, whatever. So I'm like, all right, bro, we out. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't really questioning nothing. This my man, I'm rocking with him. We go down Nerf. I drop him off, so I'm laid up. Like I put the seat back. I'm laid in my wheel. I'm chilling. I'm on the phone, chilling, whatever. And I hear gunshots. So see two boys shooting at the wheel. My car got hit up 2 inches from my seat. Bullet flew right through my jaw. And at that point, like it's like, dang, like feel me? I'm really thinking like I'm going through all these situations and like I'm still here. You get what I'm saying? Like I know homies that went through situations that's not here no more, or they lost their mind, or they locked up, whatever the situation may be. So I'm like, dang, I gotta be a greater purpose for my life. So after that situation happened to me, like it really made me lock down and buckle down and really think about like, dang, like what you here for? You get what I'm saying? So that's what made me go harder with the sports. I started waking up 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Like on my social media, I still got videos waking up early in the morning and going work out. Because at that point I wanted to separate myself from everybody else. So I'm like, all right, listen, this is what I'm about to do. I'm about to go hard at this. You get what I'm saying? I'm about to go hard, and I'm about to put my all into this, and I'm about to see where I can take it for. You get what I'm saying? So after that, I went hard with the track. I started going to, I went to states, state championships. I was running AAU too for Mount Airy, and I went to Junior Olympics, like down Florida, all that. Like I got national medals, all that. So I started locking down, and my grades wasn't that good, so I couldn't really go to a good college. But Lincoln might have taken a chance on me. Like I didn't even know I was going to college till like probably like I would say like June, July, somewhere around there. And Lincoln took a chance on me. Got to Lincoln, I'm like, yo, listen, like, I see all these people going to school to party and all that, but I'm like, yo, I come from the trenches. Like, I come from a lot of situations that happened to me. Like, I'm about to take advantage of all this. So while y'all partying and all that, I'm gonna be out here taking advantage of everything. Like, so I started going hard. My first cross country was the first sport. I go cross country, indoor, outdoor. Cross country, man. They like, yo, who this freshman young boy? Like, he out here killing them. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I started killing them from the rip. Cross country. I got a championship, CIAA D2 championship medalist. Got that, John. I carried my team throughout cross country. Indoors, I started turning it up indoors. Got another championship medalist. My highlight indoors was it's a race called the distance medley. So it's basically like the first runner run like an 800, the next runner like a 400, the next runner run a 400, the next runner run I think another 800, and then I ran a mile. So mind you, we in last place. This at championship, we in last place. So in my head, I'm thinking like, yo, we getting cooked. I'm the last anchors, we getting cooked. But then I'm like, my coach like, yo, listen, I believe in you, go get them. So we in last place, we getting cooked. I take my team all the way from last place to second at championships. Got us on the podium and all that. And that was like my proud moments in college. I took all the pain that I went through, everything I went through, I took it and I placed it into the sport. And I'm like, yo, I'm gonna go hard at it. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, track and field and Lincoln really saved my life. It took me away from the hood, and they gave me an opportunity that I didn't really have for real. But then when it was time for me to go back to school, and I had problems with my money and my head coach and stuff like that, and I ain't had no bread to go back to college, it was more so like, now it's like, all right, bet. Now you hit with another trial. Like now everything going good, it's cool and everything saying yes, but when you get hit with that no, or you gotta reevaluate your situation, that's the hardest thing in life. So at that moment, I was real, like, I was sad for real. Like, man, I ain't gonna say depressed. I don't really get depressed, but I was really like, man, I was sad because college really saved me for real. And I really wanted to be in college and all that. It really was a good environment for me. It helped me elevate. Like, I was king of the Deltas up there. I was class president, and I was, like I said, Male F.A.M.E of the year. So I was really taking advantage of everything. You get what I'm saying? And everybody was like, dang, where's Zay at? Why is Zay not coming back? And this and that. Like, everybody knew that. Like, I was one of them people like, yeah, bro, he gonna be something special for real. So, I mean, but it definitely was devastating when I couldn't go back to school.
Gotcha. So now, your name. Let's get to the name, Minister Zay. You know what I mean? Where, you know what I mean? Because based on the story you told, I don't know where the minister part came in and none of that. So, I mean, so give that story. At what point, why do you call yourself that, and where do that come from? Give them that whole story.
All right, so listen, man, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. You feel me? Shout out to Irvin Fryer. He used to play for the Eagles back in the day. I don't know if y'all know who he is.
Oh yeah, wide receiver boy. Yeah, back in the day. Yeah,
that's my pastor. So basically, like, you know, when I first started speaking,
he a pastor here in Philly.
Jersey.
Oh, in Jersey. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, when I first started speaking, right? So I started speaking in college. Like they had this event out at Lincoln University. I had do like this. I had collab with his name, Mr. Harris. He coordinator all the dorm rooms and all that. We had collabed on this event for like people that's rappers, big entrepreneurs, stuff like that. It was like a concert type joint, right? So I spoke at that event and I told my story, like how I got locked up and all that type stuff. And they posted on like this Lincoln, it's like a Lincoln Shade Room type joint, university, like, you mean, type page. It's called Lincoln Roundtable. So that joint went viral. So people like, yo, like you got a gift to speak, but I'm like, no, I ain't really on that speaking type tip. You know what I'm saying? I'm just speaking from the heart on my story for real. Cause that was my whole brand. Stay Humble, Stay Hungry was based off what I went through. Like, I wanted younger people that's going through my situation or coming from the trenches or been locked up, and wanted them to know that, yo, listen, you gotta stay humble, you gotta stay hungry, you gotta stay grounded. It's more to life. You know what I'm saying? So I had spoke. Then my pastor like, yo, I want you to speak on Youth Sunday. Mind you, I'm like, man, I don't know. I ain't never speaking in front of no church. You know what I mean? So I spoke in front of the church, you know, and everybody going crazy. But mind you, this is just my story. Like, I'm not faking it, none of that. I'm just telling my story. Everybody going crazy. My pastor brought me to the altar, like, yo, God telling me to make you a minister. Like, I'm like, no, I ain't really with all that. You know what I'm saying? I want to touch everybody, not just be like, no, like, God telling me this your calling for it. So I had did an initial sermon. Basically, initial sermon is like, you basically, like, you preach. You get what I'm saying? You can preach on anything. I had preached on a testimonial sermon, basically telling my testimony, like what I went through and stuff like that. So when I preached, like 40 young boys got saved that day. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and they gave me like God, Jesus, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And it was clear to everybody, like, yo, like, I mean, he got a gift to preach for real. So then I got my minister license, and after that I call myself Minister Zay. Like, I mean, like, I don't wanna be no person that people look at like, oh yeah, he too holy, or he didn't. No, he Minister Zay. Like, y'all can relate to him. Zay, that's Zay, Minister Zay. You get what I'm saying? Like, his message different. You get what I'm saying? I want to come from people, or from all angles. I want to help understand everybody. Like, because a lot of people quick to judge people from what they go through or how they act. But I'm more so like, all right, listen, let me meet you halfway and understand why you doing this, and let me try to help you elevate your mind to the next level of trying it a different way. You know what I'm saying? So that's where Minister Zay comes from.
Right. So fast forward, you take on that moniker. You say you started in college, so I'm assuming like once, you know what I mean, you went through the situation in college where you had to leave your sophomore year. Right. I'm assuming you went more harder with that situation. So you said you started the clothing line in high school or college? High
school. I started my clothing line after I went through all the, like, you know, the nut stuff of being locked up and the street stuff and all that. I wanted to do everything positive. So what I did was I took $50. I went to Sam's Club. And I started a candy business. Like, I took that $50 worth, $100 worth of candy, or, you know, kept flipping, and then I took freshman young boys when I was like, a junior, going to the senior. I took some freshman young boys and I had them selling candy for me. What I did was I gave them 30 pieces of candy. They keep $10 and they pass me up $20. So they making a little bread, and I'm making my bread too. And I started like a little candy business. But the whole time the vision was for me to start a clothing line. You get what I'm saying? So that's how I started my clothing line. And I was in college. I had brought my machine. Everybody used to beg because I had candy and I had my machine inside my dorm room. I had my own room, so I had my beds right next to each other. Everybody came in my room. I had all this candy and I had my machines in there. So in between my time of going to practice, because we had 6 a.m. practice, and we had another practice at like 5 p.m. In between my time doing that, I basically used to make my shirts. So while everybody else at parties getting lit, I'm in the dorm room making my shirts. So when that situation happened with school, I already had the blueprint for it, but now I just had to figure out like, all right, what I wanted to do with it for it. So I came home from school, and it wasn't popping like that for real. I started doing school tours too. So mind you, I was doing school tours. I wasn't making no money for it. You get what I'm saying? But I just wanted to get that message out to the young boys. My first time speaking at a school, I spoke in like in front of like 1,000 kids. Like, you mean? So it was crazy. I'm getting on the stage, but they going crazy. Like, and I noticed I had a connection with the youth, because them same kids that they said was bad or that was counted out or that really had no situation, you know, or ain't had nothing going for themselves. I was that kid in that crowd, so I'll be able to connect to the youth. That's why I connect to the youth so much. So I started doing that. Mind you, I'm doing school tours. Not getting no money for it, none of that. You get what I'm saying? I start hustling waters. You get what I'm saying? I'm at the art museum. I was selling waters, 1 for $2, 3 for $5. I was selling Gatorades, 2 for $5, 1 for $3. It's a tourist attraction. Like, people, it's tourists from around there, so they don't know about the $1 waters, $2 waters. So I'm out there killing them selling waters, but the whole time, the waters is going towards the brand. You get what I'm saying? Once I got enough money to stimulate the brand and really get products and manufacturers and stuff like that, I started going hard with the brand for it. So it was definitely like a long journey, for sure.
Right. So we talking about at least like around like, I want to say like 3 years since you've been in school?
For sure, yeah.
So that's what, so for the past 3 years, it's pretty much been your grind and all the stuff you just explained.
Yep, it's been my grind.
So now fast forward, we are 3 years later, and I mean, I want to speak on recent time before I get more to the closing line and shit. Cause I seen when I pulled up, you had the wrapped up van and all that, with your brand stamped all on there and all that. So I want to show people a little bit of that too, know what I mean? But before we get to that, I want to speak on a recent situation that happened, you know, with the situation in Philly, what happened with Walter Wallace, and the riots and protests you had led. One time you was in a mix of the whole tension and all that.
Right.
You posted a video. I think even Shade Room reposted your joints. You know what I mean? Like one of your joints went viral to all of that.
They beating people. They beating people. You want us. 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 Come on this side. You want us. Yeah, beating people. Yeah, beating people. Look what they doing. Look what they doing. You want us, boy. You want us. They supposed to be protecting us.
Should speak a little bit on that situation, because that was like a month ago, some change ago.
Yeah,
So,
that situation, that was like, I ain't gonna lie, that was a life-changing situation. Like, that really like changed my perspective on life, made me appreciate life, and you know, it was crazy because I was in the car with my mans, and I'm like, yo, bro, like, as soon as the situation happened, as soon as I seen the video, I started getting quiet. So my man like, yo, bro, what's wrong? Like, why you not talking? I'm like, bro, pull over real quick. So I had posted a video, and I was like, and I started going crazy about they not coming to save us. You know, only one coming to save us is us. You get what I'm saying? And that page still on that video still on my page right now. And I was basically saying that like they not coming to save us. We gotta save ourselves. And when I did that video, and then No Gun Zone had DM me like, yo, bro, we having they down here where he got killed at, where Walter Wallace got killed at. Like, come down here, this and that. So I'm like, at first, you know, I'm like, man, I was a little hesitant. But as soon as I go down there, the news had interviewed me straight off the rip. Like, as soon as I got down there, so I'm like, all right. You know, the news interviewed me, and they wanted to hear my perspective and this, that, and third. And mind you, everybody reposting a video that I just posted about, you know, you're not coming to save us but us at the same time. Then I get down there, and now it's like, all right, I see how it's going on. And I started seeing it from a different perspective, and it started making me like, all right, yo, we gotta save our people, but we gotta help our people to understand that, you know, we need each other, we need us, but also, you know, they need to hear how we feel. So it was this one black officer, you know, on the other side of the gate, and it hurt me to see like, dang, boy, you one of us for real, you get what I'm saying? So then, you know, I'm down there, I'm front line, you know, it started getting real crazy, the cops pushing people, beating people, stuff like that, you get what I'm saying? So I pull out my camera like, yo, this what they got to see. You get what I'm saying? This what our people, this what the world need to see. You know, that so that we could know how to move and know how to change. And just so happened, I seen one black officer, and I said, yo, you one of us. You get what I'm saying? And I ain't really think nothing of it, just posting, and I just posted that John. And after that, it was just crazy. I had radio stations hit me up, CNN hit me up. It was so many people hitting me up, and it was just crazy. Like the brand started even going crazy just because they seen like what I'm standing for. But I always say I don't want to just be one of them people that's talking about it. Like, I got a team full of young entrepreneurs, from ages. The youngest on my team, he just turned 15. And I got a young team for entrepreneurs where I'm trying to show them the way. So if I'm talking about the violence that's happening in my community, I gotta be one of them people that's standing up for my community too when situations happen. So, that was my whole thing when I went out there, and I even led a march for the young people. And I wanted most of the youth to be there so that I could show them like, all right, listen, y'all out here, y'all standing for a cause. Cool, let's show them it's just not just young people out here that's just looting, but it's young people that's standing for a cause. But also, let's connect with each other right now and take our minds to the next level while we with each other. You get what I'm saying? So that was the whole thing, the whole movement behind starting the march and leading our people and just all that.
Now, I want to get your thoughts on a more recent situation that happened in the city.
Right.
As far as Meek Mill, put a post up in regards to trying to, I guess his intention was to try, put some type of something together to try to entice people to stop the violence and shit like that.
Right.
And it kind of went left.
Right.
I mean, it caused an issue between him and some younger artists. That's,
right.
I mean, a lot of people in the city talking about that's like a focal point because it's more of a recent situation.
Right.
So you being a younger guy, in the city, that's out here speaking about different things going on. What's your thoughts on that situation?
So me personally, how I look at the situation is the youth, the young people, we not really brainwashed about what the person tell us. We more so focus on how a person can show us and put us in position. So my whole thing with that situation was, I don't think necessarily Meek was wrong about what he was maybe trying to do, but it was the approach behind it. Like Meek, if you're not in the trenches every single day, or really trying to put people in position, then it's like you can't really speak on that situation, because what you speaking on, yeah, you could say this or say that or post somebody in your story, but in all reality, we got to go back to the same trenches. We got to go back to the same environments. We got to go back to the same beats. We got to go back to the boy that's trying to kill our man or try to kill us. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like when it came down to that situation, it kind of, I feel like, I'm not really trying to speak for him, but I feel like when he got to a certain level, he started looking at things differently rather than forgetting where he came from. Whereas, like, it's not just that easy to get out of beats. You get what I'm saying? And these guys that these guys that I grew up with, you get what I'm saying? Like, these actually like my homies and all that, that's going through different beats and all that. That's in the middle of the situation and stuff like that. So I actually know like what's going on and why things happen the way it's happening, and it's just not that easy. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like what we really need is like more leaders that's in that type position that's going to actually come down to the trenches and put us in positions so that way maybe we can take steps towards ending the beef or coming together and stuff like that. So I think more so like I don't really agree with the move that was really set in stone, like, or how it was played out and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? Like, especially for somebody that everybody mostly in the city look up to or put on a pedestal. You get what I'm saying? To actually come at, to even stoop down to that level and try, go back and forth and stuff like that. I don't really like respect that. You know what I'm saying?
Got you. And that's an interesting perspective from you, Ben. Though, like I said, you're a younger guy, so you like the same age as some of the guys he going through it with, right. And you actually be in the mix with some of them guys. I see with the clothing line, you've been around quite a few of the rappers in the city and all of that. Right. So before we get to the clothing line, because we're gonna touch on that too, I just want you to get your overall message to, like what you trying get people to understand from Minister Zay perspective, like people that's tuned into this. What's the overall message? What you want to share to the people right now?
My overall message, like I always say, man, like if you woke up today, this just not no cliche. If you woke up today, you got a chance to make a situation better. You get what I'm saying? Like, don't really think too much on the past or what happened, but actually, take the present, as a blessing, because you're still here. Like in the city of Philadelphia, think about it. We lost over 450 homicides, and that's ones that made the news or made the charts. So just think about it. Like if you still here, you here for a reason, man. understand to find something that make you happy. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, find something to do that make you happy. Find something to do that's gonna keep you motivated. Find something to do to get your family out the trenches. Find something to do so you can go on vacations and have fun. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know, enjoy life. Don't just be so caught up in the bad things that's going on, or, you know, whatever is going on. Like, just try to put that to the side and understand that, you know, I know your situation that you might be in right now might not be the best, and, you know, you might not all the way, you know, be where you want to be at, but you just gotta keep going there. Like, look at me, for example, all the stuff that I went through, you get what I'm saying? But I continue to stay motivated. I wake up early in the morning, I run my own business, and you know, just stay humble, man. Stay hungry, stay motivated, and whatever level you at in life, never get too comfortable. You know, whether you at the top or rock bottom, because understand that you can always fall. You know, and then quick as you build something up, it can always crumble too. So just keep going, keep pushing, keep believing. I believe in you, no matter what you went through. You know, you can find a way, you can make a way, and leave your mark. The last thing I want to say is, when you go to the graveyard, you see that tombstone. You see a year a person was born, and you see a year a person died, and you see that dash in between. The dash in between is what you left on the earth. So what you gonna leave on the earth? You know, today or tomorrow, if you die, you know, God forbid that you don't, but if you die today or tomorrow, what people gonna remember you as? You know, so that's all.
All right, so now let's get to the brand and all that. Go ahead, give them a rundown on how they can, you know, support the brand, what it's all about, website, Instagram, whatever you got going on. Go ahead, plug all that.
Listen, man, at Stay Humble, Stay Hungry Clothing is all one John. At Minister Zay, y'all can DM us. Y'all can go to the website. We be going to different cities, pop-up shops, whatever situation may be. You got any pop-up shops for us? Be pulling up. You know, the whole message behind the brand is we want to show people that you can make a way out of no way. You can turn nothing into something. You get what I'm saying? And you don't got to be on the block to look cool. You don't got to sell drugs to look cool. You don't got to be in the streets to look cool. You could do something positive and still be cool. You get what I'm saying? And, you know, let's come together. Let's build some wealth. Like, let's build some generational wealth. Let's build something that's going to be sustainable. Let's stop shopping at these stores and people that don't really care about us, but let's build up our communities. You get what I'm saying? So that's the whole message behind Stay Humble, Stay Hungry. We just want to get the message across worldwide to all the youth all over the world, to all the people all over the world in general. And, you know, that was the reason why the brand was all started for.
Got you. All right, on that note, man, let's take a walk down the block, man. I want to show them your little, you know what I mean, your situation. I mean, because I respect it, because I see your videos and you push your brand real hard, heavy. You know what I mean, you do the videos consistently and all that. So when I pull up on you and I see, I'm like, all right, he ain't just talking, like he putting his money behind it, what he doing, and he really pushing it hard. So I want other people to see it, know what I mean, just to see, know what I mean, for a young guy, you say you 22, know what I mean, you out here hustling. So I want to, man, let's walk and talk, know what I mean, like. All right, so yeah, I come back and get that. I mean, so we just walk and talk.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying?
So this the block you came up on as a youth when you was younger, I mean, prior to going to Ben Salem. Alright, so yeah, you literally said a couple doors down, know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah, so you mean, like I said, growing up on this block, you feel me, like it was more so like this block was cool for like, you know, a couple situations happened. I remember I was a young boy, I seen somebody you know, get slammed or shot. Somebody right here they died on the corner, and that was like the real dramatic event, like growing up with that situation, like far as a kid. But as I start growing older and I start seeing different things, like, you know, different sides of the neighborhood, this side beefing with that side, you know, there's a lot of different things going on. But throughout it all, you just gotta stay focused for you know what I'm saying? You gotta stay grounded. I feel like a lot of times, like, these neighborhoods really break people, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, it really it just make people like really like stop to give up, you know what I'm saying? But you just gotta keep pushing, keep believing, understand that better days are coming. And whatever situation you was put up in, whatever situation you was put up in, it was just meant to make you stronger, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's really, you know, this neighborhood, I appreciate everything that happened, you know what I'm saying? Everything that happened in this neighborhood, in my life, you know, stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Humble Bein right here, you mean? So basically, what this was all it was about was, this was more so like, I look at the #1 growing company in the world is Amazon. You get what I'm saying? So I see stores like Forever 21, Models, all these different stores that's foreclosing, bankruptcy, and all that type stuff. But Amazon always probably gonna be around because, you know, they got vans that's coming to you. They got next day shipping. You know, they got same day shipping. They got, you know, all these different things that they gonna stay relevant. You get what I'm saying? So what I want to do with my brand and my business is I want to take it to an Amazon level. You get what I'm saying? Whereas though we got the drip coming to you. You know, we taking it to the next level. We making it convenient for you, and you know, I mean, that's what we on for. That's the vision that I see. So, Man, I'm gonna stay hungry. This is the van right here. You feel me? We live. I used to always go to this spot store right here too. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, my little cousins used to live in this house right here that she just went in. My little cousins used to live right there. Like I said, it was more so family, like family. Even throughout the drug dealers, like, I mean, everybody that was trapping and all that, you feel me? They respected it, you know what I'm saying? They respected, like, a young boy that's trying to do something positive and stuff like that. But, you know, RIP to all the fallen soldiers. RIP my man Mott, man. My man Mott used to be right there at that crib with me every single day. You get what I'm saying? Mott, my man Keen, man, that was my guy. I don't really know what's up with Keen right now, but you feel me? You know, a lot of fallen soldiers around this way. Free Quaddy, you know what I'm saying? So, live from the neighborhood, man. You feel me? That's how we coming.
Alright, man. So on that note, we signing out till next time, I mean. I see you got the that's what you rocking right now, right?
Yeah, got the jacket on, hoodie, something light. That's my delivery light, you feel me? We about to go do deliveries right now, you feel me? So we in the field every single day. Matter of fact, we gonna show y'all something. Can't just jump block. I'm gonna show y'all a little thing. How we rocking. How we rock every day, you know what I'm saying? We bring the shop to you every single day, you feel me? Out of the trunk, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, so that's how we coming.
Man, got jackets, sweats, I mean, shirts.
Man, so
and you pulling up right on them, wherever they at.
Man, you already know, man. So I appreciate y'all for locking in, man. Fully Fame TV, man. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all go follow them. Make sure y'all go repost them. Make sure y'all go tap in to all the content, man. We appreciate y'all. And, man, we just hope the message get to somebody. And we just hope that you can change your mindset, elevate your mindset from this. That's all it's about, man. Life, don't get too caught up in the negative or the bad that's happening, but try to turn the negative into a positive and be a motivation and be, you know, something good to somebody today. Let's get it.